Hi, friends. I think this is a time of immobilization. COVID has frozen us all almost in place, kind of gotten us stuck. There's not a simple cure. We're all supposed to be hanging out in our homes. We're not really able to socialize as we might have used to have done. And there's for me, a sense of endlessness to this time. But I don't believe that's accurate. This time will in fact end. And our job is to keep creating meaning while we're in the middle of this long and stressful time. There are lots of people for whom this virus has taken away serious things, health, or the life of a loved one. For many of the rest of us, this life has taken away a lot of convenience or ease of doing things, freedom. And so while we're not suffering as many others are truly suffering, we are suffering to some degree, and that makes us, I think, a little bit stuck. So I wanted to read a quote by Henry Nouwen. Now, many of you know Henry Nouwen. He was a professor at Yale Divinity School, and then he, teacher, writer, preacher, very beautiful and gentle man. And he spoke about a lot of great things, wrote a lot of great books, but I'd like to read this quote to you. To be grateful for the good things that happen in our lives is easy, but to be grateful for all of our lives, the good as well as the bad, the moments of joy as well as the moments of sorrow, the successes as well as the failures, the rewards as well as the rejections. That requires hard spiritual work. Still, we are only truly grateful people when we can say thank you to all that has brought us to the present moment. Let us not be afraid to look at everything that has brought us to where we are now, and trust that we will soon see in it the guiding hand of a loving God. Yesterday in his sermon, Brad challenged us that it doesn't make any sense to ask the question, where did this virus come from? As in, did God make this virus, or is God responsible for this virus? And I would agree with that. The challenge is, what shall I do now? How should we live, given that we are restricted and a lot of our freedoms have been curtailed? And we're, those of us who aren't sick and are simply protecting ourselves from becoming sick, we're left with a lot of time and probably at times aimlessness on our hands. And that can lead to depression and, of course, anxiety. So I'm encouraging you today, do what you can. Find one thing that you can do for someone else. Here at Trinity, we're collecting school supplies for the Claymont Elementary School. And there might be others in other school districts or neighborhoods who are in need. Of course, we are always trying to think about others. So food for the food bank, the Claymont food closet, and there are cookies to be made for Emmanuel Dining Room on the 25th of the month. There are just so many simple ways we can engage in the world around us. You might know other ways of people who are asking for help. There are people who are suffering in many serious ways financially. A lot of people have lost their livelihood. So consider doing something, because that, for me, that's the heart of living a grateful life. And gratitude for me is the antidote to both anxiety and depression. When we understand how, even in whatever situation we find ourselves, we can trust that the loving hand of God is guiding us on how to live and care for others, even amidst the chaos and uncertainty that this time brings to us. So blessings to you. Take good care. Bye-bye.